So today I put together a report of sorts for the predictions for 2024 as concerning social media. And so that's what we're going to go over today. And a lot of it's going to be tied back into AI, which I'm really enjoying as well. Um, so there we go. Okay, it's working. Yay. This is what I think is so important for you to know and focus on in 2024 so that you can stay a little bit ahead further than what you are now, and to, of course, keep the stress way less, because there's no reason to stress over marketing and social media. It's going to be there regardless, and you're going to do business regardless. And so it's all about upping your game as best you can, how you can, and I'm there to help you through it. So these are what we're going to be looking at today. There's several, and we could really get in depth with all of them. And that's kind of what we're going to do in that master class is pick the most important and really get in depth with those and give actionable examples and such. But for today, we're going to do a brief overview of them all and leave you with some good things that you can take away today and get started on right after this meeting, after this event. These are AI and e-commerce, content evolution like video trends, new platforms, ethical marketing, engagement strategies, analytics, and how to use influencer marketing and being authentic, and then just an overview of it all. So let's get started. First, we are going to look at an increase in AI. If you're not surprised, you shouldn't be, and e-commerce integration. And what this means is that we're going to be using AI so much more than just asking it questions on how to do a recipe. So AI, we're going to use it to help with our content creation, improving customer service, refine our marketing strategies. So if you're brand new to AI, I suggest just using it for something fun. For example, here's a really simple go-to. I don't like to cook. So if I were, and a lot of foods I have good intentions though. So if you're like me, the foods go bad before I can use them in my fridge. So if I've got 3 to 5 ingredients that are about to go bad and I want to use those, I'm going to take those 3 to 5 ingredients, pop it into something like ChatGPT and say, hey, can you come up with a recipe using these ingredients? And it will. Saves a ton of time rather than Googling. Because you can just give it exactly what you've got and it spits out some great solutions. That's basically what ChatGPT specifically, and we're going to talk a lot about that AI tool in this presentation. It's one of my favorites. And instead of me getting tongue-tied the whole time with ChatGPT, kind of like Shine Social Co., I'm just going to say chat and you'll know what I mean. So, you can also use AI to analyze consumer behaviors so that you can personalize your messaging, your content when it comes to marketing your business. And also, it's important to know that Instagram and TikTok are already doing it, but they're even going to become more significant when it comes to online shopping, like in-app purchases and shoppable posts. So I don't know about you, but I like shopping online. I use Amazon all the time, right down to toilet paper. I used it the other day to get a new can opener just because I don't feel like going to the store and dealing with the crowds. Well, neither does most people. So if you sell products, then you need to be offering that on your social media and making it super easy, super clickable for people to click on your products and purchase it right then and there, because a lot of people will. Sponsored ads. Let's talk about ads for a second. I have no problem clicking on a sponsored ads. I love sponsored ads just because it saves me thought calories. Like if I am going to be researching for a new purse or shoes or whatever, I usually go and do it online first rather than going into a store. And a lot of people do that. So when you start doing shopping online, then you're going to start seeing sponsored ads that target you for shoes and purses because they see all the little bots back there are researching you. And I'm okay with that. It shows me things I want to learn more about, and it's right the stuff I'm looking for. So it makes it easier for me, it makes my life easier. And I'm all about that. So I can spend more time with nurturing the things I want to nurture. Okay. So you've got to really know your audience. It's important to know how they feel about AI, and that's going to kind of drive how you're going to be using AI. It also helps to know what you want to delegate and keep on your plate when it comes to AI. AI is just basically your assistant, and we'll get into that more later, but it's really, really a cool assistant. Anyway, the masterclass. I want to give you so much today, so much today. I know we don't have enough time, but in the masterclass, we're really going to be going into AI and prompts and how you can make it sound like you and how it's all in the prompt and spit out the information that's going to help you the most. Okay, moving on to the content evolution, user generated content and video trends. So UGC, you're going to see that a lot in marketing terms. That just basically means user generated content. And translated even further is content that users of products and services make that you can use. So, for example, I've got this little hand cream here. This is from a company called Align Your Skin. And I know I'm doing a shout out, but this is, I'm being really true and authentic. I really do love this hand cream. It's my favorite. I love it so much that I gave it as Christmas gifts this year. But you've seen the unboxing videos. That's what user generated content is. And I promise you, I had a box come when it came, and I did the whole unpackaging video. I recorded it and shared it on my feed and tagged Align in it. That is user generated content. So user generated content is going to be more important than ever because it's going to build trust, show authentic users and ways to use that product, and it's less polished and professional. It's using the phone. It's not professional at all. So I know I'm speaking really fast, but I know we have just a limited amount of time, and I'm watching my clock here. So you've seen a big influx of short form videos in 2023, and that was really good, like 15-second, under 30 seconds. But long form videos are still going to be really important and are going to be more important in 2024. I'm talking an hour, 5 minutes, 10-minute videos. And it's not just going to be limited to YouTube. TikTok is, in fact, looking at the longer form video. But what's important to remember on the long form video is it's got to be quality and full of value, because people will watch it if it holds their attention and it's something they want to learn about. It's not about selling. And of course, just briefly touching on the live audio platforms like Clubhouse or Facebook. Audio is a really good way for people to hear your voice and not just see your words. And so video, audio is a way to know that you're a real authentic person. Okay, new platforms in ethical marketing. You saw Threads come in this last year. I'm a fan of Threads. I still like Instagram more, but Threads is really gaining popularity. Most of you probably haven't heard of Be Real. And there's more than just these three. There's Lemonade. Lemonade didn't really take off like they thought it would, but it's still there. And we're going to continue seeing new platforms. Some will do well and some won't. Just keep kind of your ear out for those. And I'm never one to just jump on a trend. It took me for quite a while to jump on Threads. I wanted to watch it first. Be Real on that. As a social media manager, I've got to be kind of aware of all the platforms. So I touch on them a little bit. And if it's one that I really enjoy, then I'll get on into. But, if it's not, I just know enough about it to be able to consult and suggest on those. There is going to be a greater focus on ethical marketing practices, simply because people are sick of all the spam. We're sick of it. We're sick of getting those messages in Facebook that say your account is in danger of shutdown. You posted something that was incorrect and you're just left going, oh my God. But do not ever click on that crap because it's not real. Okay. But as far as transparency comes, like if you're an affiliate where this becomes important is that you really need to be transparent and say, I'm an affiliate of this product. I will receive a commission if you purchase. You're at no additional cost to you. There are ways to say it, but you can't just gloss over that you're an affiliate and not really put that out there for people to know. You've got to be transparent. You've got to let people know about your marketing practices. You just have to. And it's not a big deal. People expect it these days. It's okay. You also cannot just post somebody else's content and just simply tag them and give them credit. You need to ask permission. You really need to ask permission because people get upset and they can sue you over that stuff. Music usage, all the things. You can't just use music because somebody else has already used it. They may be doing it not knowing they're about to get in trouble over it. So you've got to be careful. You're also, if you haven't noticed already, there's a decline in certain platforms like X. One of our clients who is very scientific based we were posting on Twitter, but after doing the annual analytic reports for them in December, I noticed they had a decrease sharply in July, and then it started picking up a little more after July. But what happened in July? Well, that's when X acquired Twitter and it went boop, way down. We lost 100 and some odd followers. Why is that? Why would you lose followers on X when your content remained the same? And we decided there was two reasons. One, maybe that X kicked them off, those followers off, and they didn't like them for whatever reason, they kicked them off. But it's probably most likely that those 100 some odd users didn't agree with X and didn't like the takeover, so they dropped off. So there's just a lot of factors in going on platforms and ethical marketing. Okay, next is engagement strategies and customer interaction. So 2024 is going to be less about following. And I was saying that in 2023 too. It's not about the following. It's about how you're nurturing the followers that you have. And it's about the content that you're sharing that is attracting long-term followers. So 2024 is all about the engagement strategy and customer interaction. And of course, when we do the masterclass, once again, we'll be talking about how you can utilize AI and the different, and not just AI, but your different engagement strategies that are sustainable and that are fun and that you can do in just a short amount of time but make a big impact. Because although we can't be on social media all the time, well, I am, but although you can't be on social media all the time, you've got a lot of work to do. You still need to be engaging to build those communities and to make social media worth it and really use it to your advantage. So there are some strategies you can do to make that better. That includes direct messaging, DMs, using chat bots. And that sounds horrible, but it's not as horrible as you think. I just used one the other day, not me personally, but I was carrying on a conversation with a chat bot and I didn't mind so much because I knew it was a chat bot and it was okay. Live audio. That means like if somebody sends you DM, you could just send them a quick video message or an audio message. It's much better than typing. Customer support, real-time responses, using AI for that. And also coming back to the generational differences, you've got to understand who you're talking to. It's more important than ever to know who your target audience is, and there's no right or wrong target audience. It's just who you are targeting. So you've got to understand what they prefer, what generation are they in, and how they shop, and how they prefer engaging, and their behaviors, and how you approach them with marketing. And you also have to understand your platform dynamics, whereas like Alignable, very much based on relationships and the group interaction. That's really important in Alignable. And I love talking about Alignable strategy. It's where I get a lot of business. It's one of my higher performing platforms over all the other ones. I love being on Instagram, but I don't get much engagement on Instagram. I get a lot of engagement on Alignable, and that's a-okay with me. But you've got to learn where your audience is hanging out, how to use those platforms to engage with them and to build those relationships and what that looks like for each platform. Okay, briefly on analytics. Analytics are just a way of measuring your successes, what's doing well and what's not doing as well. So we use our scheduler called Metrical for analytics. It does a great job of pulling in all that information we want to see as far as who's clicking, where they're clicking, what they're clicking on, and what does better than others. And of course, not only what's doing well, but we want to see what's not doing well so that we can fix that. You need to understand what metrics you're trying to build. Last year, one of our clients, they wanted to increase 10% on their following. This is one of the clients I'm having a hard time getting across that it's not just about following, it's about engagement. But that's okay. They want to focus there. That's okay. We're going to make it happen the best way we can. We did exceed their 10% for the year, so yay. But I did have other clients where it had fallen off, and we need to find out. And analytics was telling us that apparently our messaging is off. So we needed to partner with that client and say, hey, what have we got going on? This isn't working. We've really got to rethink our strategy here and the content that we're sharing. So in 2024, you're really going to want to try to make your content more about making it shareable, making it to where people will want to comment and engage with you more, not so much following. Okay. And then we have almost the end here, influencer marketing and authenticity. So ads. People talk about ads a lot, taking out ads, and I love ads. There's a place and a time for ads. Not everyone is ready or should be doing ads, but when you do, you've got to have some certain things in place. You just can't put out ads and expect a lot more, but ads do work. But aside from ads, influencer marketing is an area that's going to be growing more in popularity, and because people just they think ads, they don't think influencers. But what if you rethought influencers and using influencers to help market your services and products? So influencers there's so many ways to use influencers, and there are some really big influencers with thousands of followers and they charge thousands of dollars. But there's a ton of influencers out there that are smaller and that would consider trade of products, or to be able to show that on their feed and create, just like the skincare product I showed you. In fact, it's not just for services or products, but it's for services too. But using these smaller micro influencers who can really showcase your information, share it on their platforms. But here's the thing. Whether or not they have thousands of followers, what's going to be the key is how engaged their followers are. Are they commenting? Are they engaging? How much trust have those influencers built with their following and their community they've built around how they're relatable and their personality? So considering influencers in 2024 may be for you. Okay, and here's the overview. I know you don't probably need to, you already know this, but do you really, really understand that the number of users growing worldwide are in the billions? They're in the billions. And, Facebook is still the number one platform. It still is. And YouTube is like the number one platform as far as the video content. And they're all different, but it's a matter of understanding where your audience is, where you like to hang out and engage, how knowledgeable you are on those platforms. But it's a smart thing to be on social media. And if you didn't think so, you wouldn't be here, right? So although you're not going to reach billions and billions, you've still got to be on social media to get people noticing what you do. And it's very important to understand your phone is not going to ring off the hook when you start posting on social media. Social media is very quiet. And if you think about how you use social media, when do you get on the phone? Most people, it needs to be mobile friendly because we're always on our phone more than we are on the desktop. I don't do a lot of just searching and scrolling on social media on my desktop. It is on my phone. It's usually when I'm drinking coffee in the mornings, when I'm bored, when I have a break, when I'm sitting in the waiting room, when I'm sitting in the car pickup line, when I'm sitting in Taco Bell's drive through, when I'm getting ready to go to bed. Think about the times you're on the phone. That's when people are on their phone too. What are they doing? What are you doing on your phone? You are essentially escaping reality. And it's not that you have a terrible reality. I don't have a terrible reality. I'm just escaping those few moments of when I don't have anything to do. I got to do something. I don't even like watching TV. If my husband's watching TV, I'm on the phone. Like, I like my phone. I like learning new things. I like seeing tidbits of information. I like feeling better. That's it. I like seeing things that make me feel good. And that's why we're on our phone. So that's why the content you're sharing needs to make people feel better. It's about entertainment. And it's not an entertainment in the way that you're probably thinking. Like, I'm not funny. I'm not going to dance. I'm not a goofy person. So I'm not about entertainment in that aspect. But I do entertain as far as helping people escape their reality, maybe learning something about social media they didn't know before, maybe feeling good about what they're sharing on social media, maybe just in my stories, something I might share as being a mom that they can relate to. It's how you entertain people best. Um, Also, look at this. It's increasingly being used as a primary news source. If that ain't the truth, I see a lot of news stuff on Facebook. I don't watch TV. I can't watch the news. It brings me down. I'm a protector of my peace. So, and note that too. It's going to be especially more popular among younger generations of where they're going to get their news. So we've got to really focus on our strategy and how to be more. There's different types of strategies people can use. It doesn't just come down to, oh, this is the way you do it. Just like focusing on one platform, my post on Alignable the other day, that's not the only strategy. That's just one that may work for a certain type of business owner, and it will work in the way that it works best. But there are many types of strategies. And so it's important to use a variety of these strategies and mixing them and what works for you as a business owner, what's going to land with your target audience. Okay, moving on. So we've touched on all of these things today. That's a lot. What is that? 15 different points here. AI, shopping online, user generated content, how to interact with customers, analytics, listening, social listening, which I didn't say that, but we did talk about that. And that's part of your analytics stuff, how the platform, how they work. And here's the thing about these key trends is that if you could just focus on 1 to 3 of these, just one, what would you focus on? Would you focus on one platform and learning that one very well, even though you're posting to all the platforms? Maybe post to all the platforms and saying, well, I feel like my audience is hanging out mostly on Alignable. They're small business owners who can use my virtual assistant services, who can use my human resource talents, who can use my SEO knowledge, who can use help with their website. And if Alignable is where your audience is hanging out, well, still post all your stuff on Facebook, Instagram, or wherever all the other platforms you want to be, but learn Alignable really well. Learn how Alignable works. Okay, what about outsourcing help? Whether that is taking a course for AI, or whether it's outsourcing somebody like me for your social media consultation, whether it's outsourcing a VA who specializes in customer engagement and um, following up with your warm leads. Or like I said, it's not just hiring somebody, it's buying a course or getting on an event on Alignable to learn something new. Like here, attending workshops. Okay. I mean, just focus on something. Maybe it's focusing on AI. Maybe it's focusing on customer engagement. Maybe it's focusing on messaging and communication and follow up. Maybe it's focusing on learning how to make videos on your phone. Hmm? What is it? What do you need to learn more about? Okay, so let me take a swig of water real quick before I get into this. This is the last third of the presentation. We've got about 7 minutes. And I'm just going to quickly go through some of my favorite tools. Pretty much everybody's heard of Canva. It is very user-friendly, and you can share it with your team. If you're working with someone like me and you're just a business, but you're pulling in a social media agency like myself, we're going to be able to partner with you to where we can create your things on Canva, share it back to you, and you can access it, and it's yours forever. So Canva is really easy for anybody to use. They've got great templates. If you're not creatively inspired, they've got great templates you can use. Okay. Chat GPT is my favorite. I've used Claude, I've used Jasper, I've used a lot. Chat is my go-to for pretty much everything. I use it every day. It saves me a ton of time. Like whatever it is, I'm like, what do I need to get done today? The other day I was working on a proposal for a client, and I had never put together that type of proposal because it was different. It was a lot of, I can't even get into it. But I thought, I'm having a hard time. I've just got to get all this stuff out of my brain. I pulled up Chat GPT. It helped me do a brain dump of everything that was in my brain for this particular proposal. Then it wrote the proposal for me, and I was able to take it and answer all the things and really get all the thoughts out of my head down into a very understandable format. And then it helped me write that proposal and think of the things I was forgetting in that proposal. So I use it, brain dumping, writing captions and descriptions, right down to a recipe using 3 rotting vegetables in your fridge. It's your personal assistant. So that's how you talk to it. You talk to it as if it were your assistant. And in the marketing class, we're going to really be going into in depth in some of those prompts and how to make it sound like you, how to make your own GPT, and great prompts you can use for anything. It's really cool. Okay, Metrical is my go-to scheduler. Not ashamed to share that. I've used a lot of schedulers. When I first started out, clients had different ones: Hootsuite, Loomly, Planoly, Later. I landed on Metrical recently, and it's the most cost-effective. And like I said, the analytics are great, and it posts to a lot of platforms. It is free. And if you want to post to more platforms, that's when they start charging. So mine is not free because I have multiple clients set up in there, but it's great for a single user. Next is CapCut. It's a great video editing tool. It requires a little bit of a user curve. It's not, because like everything, you get on there and you start looking at it, looks very intense, but you just keep trying and doing simple things and you learn more. It's made by TikTok's owner, but it's what we use a lot for our video editing and creating videos. It's what you see a lot of people using, and you may not know it. Okay, Dolly or DALL-E is under the AI, the chat AI, or OpenAI, I say. OpenAI is the AI tool, and then DALL-E and then ChatGPT are under it. So this is a graphics, and they're getting really, really good. They weren't great at the beginning, but I'm noticing that there are fewer extra appendages in the pictures, and they're getting really a lot better about their generating graphics that they do for you. Okay, ManyChat is one of those AI things for your I use it for Instagram comments. If I say, hey, type in the word brain dump, you're going to get a link to my free brain dump um, lead generator, whatever. But you can just carry on a conversation with this person. You can and have different triggers. So this is a really cool messaging AI tool. It's great.